Hello duckies, and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 video. Today we are building a Victorian Christmas house, and I believe I did this in Newcrest. Yeah, so that is where it is situated, and just putting in a little porch here. So Victorian houses are also, like, in my experience, they're also called Queen Anne style houses, and there's a ton of them in Northern California where I live, and I absolutely adore them. I think they are just so pretty. I would love to have a great big Victorian house one day. I think it would be so much fun. So this house ended up having 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. I still called it a mansion because it's a big house, but it only has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And it's got an orangery, and it's just, I really like how this build turned out. It's really, really cute, really pretty. I was able to use friezes and roof decorations and all the fun, cool things that you always want to use, but you can't really always find a use for. And then here, I'm trying to get those roof decorations to stick, which, if you're like me, they never quite work the way that I want them to. So here I am still continuing to figure out where I want to put that chimney. I finally got it placed, and I think it turned out pretty nice. If you guys are following the channel, then you probably know that I have not posted a video since October. I just got overwhelmed with school. It's no big deal. I'm not ending the channel or anything. I just have to slow down a little bit with how often I put up builds. So there will be at least one long form video like this, at least once a month. And then I will put out a short every week. There might be some surprise videos here and there. I usually post my videos on Saturday morning. So if you are looking forward to those longer content videos, and you can also enjoy seeing shorts on Saturday mornings as well. So that will be how that will go. And here I am working on getting everything set up the way I wanted it to. I was trying to figure out how to make how to make these bits and bobs actually work. I don't think it ended up working. But that is one trick that you can do if you're trying to get something to work, is you build a room up high, and then you can, if you erase the levels beneath it, you can then move the room up and down at will. So that is a little tip for you. I don't remember how long I played around with this, but it seems like I decided to leave a lot of it in the final edit, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, if you do have trouble with this, there are a couple ways you can get around it. One is the all-important Alt key, which I use all the time, and then Control 0 and 9. So the Alt key allows you to move things around a little bit, so that you, like, away from the grid, so that you can get it to fit just right. Like, I'm using the Alt key here. And then when it comes to moving something up and down, you can either just hit 0 for down, or excuse me, let me see, 9 for down and 0 for up, I think. And if you are using your keys to use the tab camera too, then you also want to hold Control when you hit 0 and 9. I am just sort of all over the place today. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't done a voiceover in a while. It's like I forget how to do them. So here I am finally getting these little bits and bobs set up. This was quite the struggle, and for some reason, like I said, I left it in the final edit. And instead of going back and re-editing that and taking it out, I'm just gonna keep talking because this video took me a month to get together. Okay, so it should be about the end now. Please be about the end now. Okay, yeah. So now I'm putting in these cute little bits here, and a window. Finally deciding on windows for that front area. I really wanted this to have that very, very specific Victorian look to it. So I used a lot of the stuff from the Strangerville pack because I love it. I love the Victorian windows, although I think that one in the tower is actually from base game, but I don't remember actually. So I just played around with maybe using some of the magical doors and windows. Oh, you know what? I think that window's from Get to Work. But anyway, so most of the windows and doors, or at least the doors, are Strangerville. And here I am building a wraparound porch for our nice little Victorian house. Because what is a Victorian house without a wraparound porch? It just doesn't compute. And using some corbels to have some nice decorations. That's one thing with Victorian houses, which is why I haven't really built a big one with a wraparound porch, is they have a lot of these kind of decorative corbels and friezes and things that I'm not super comfortable with. And so I really challenged myself with this one to use all of those little bits and pieces to get that look of the Victorian house that I wanted. I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of this build. It is a little bit long and flat, but I still like it. I think it's pretty and I would live in it. So that's really like the ultimate test. If you're building a house for your Sims that you wouldn't live in, if you were like your Sims, because sometimes your Sims are not like you at all. But in this case, if I was like the Sims that I lived here, that I put here, I would live in this house. So this fence is a debug fence because I don't know if you guys know this, but unfortunately when you were trying to build little porches in the upstairs over a roof, it doesn't cut out the roof for fences. It only does it for walls. So what I did was I pulled that debug fence out and put it there instead of the fence. But I put the fence in so that when you do decorations, you still get lights on the fence. So that's a neat little tip for you if you can sort of translate all of that. Like I said, guys, I haven't done this in a while. I'm sorry. So here I'm working on the backyard and I wanted it to have just a really cozy feel to it, but also make sure it had that romantic Victorian vibe. Make sure we've got some nice snowy pine trees because we have to have snowy pine trees, and a picnic table with a basket, and just your average sort of Victorian accoutrement. This wisteria that came in the cottage living pack, I freaking love having wisteria now. It's so pretty. I love adding it, especially to builds like this, because a build like this, like a house like this in real life, would definitely have wisteria growing on it. So here I'm putting in windows, and I think we are almost to the interior decoration, and that is going to be a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, I really had fun with this. Oh, here I forgot, we're decorating for Christmas, so we put all of our Christmas touches out here because we needed them badly. I love Christmas. It's one of my favorite times of year. Now this is a Christmas house because in the Victorian era, the general society at large was not really fond of multiple holidays. And also, well, I am not really equipped to decorate for other holidays. I don't really know enough about them to feel like I could do them justice. Maybe I will try that next year though, like a Kwanzaa house. That could be kind of fun, or like a Hanukkah house. I would like that. Anyway, so here we are finally in the interior, putting in our doors and windows, getting all of our wallpapers in. And I kind of went with this white parquet or white and, I don't know, is that gray? I guess gray. White and gray parquet floors because they go really well with everything, and kind of like a beige-ish wallpaper. Now, I don't know about you, but potted palms just say Edwardian or Victorian era to me every time I see them, and they make me happy, so I had to put a bunch of them in this build. And we've got our pine fresh candles on our little end tables here. I think I ended up changing the colors of the couches. Now that fireplace comes with the holiday pack that's free for everybody, so if you like that, like, you can have that for free. And I got, let's see, one of those paintings is from the Vampires pack, and the other one is from the Paranormal pack. And the bunting or garland is from Seasons. That's bunting. The other one was garland. That's from Seasons. And then I've got some lovely Christmas cards here. I think I did Christmas and Hanukkah cards. I don't know. I don't remember. I loved how that turned out with the window with the like hanging garlandy thing. That looks so cool. It makes me happy. And like the sofa tables behind the couches with like pretty things on them, that makes me happy too. I'm pretty sure that hanging pothos came with the Bloomin' Rooms kit, and then here we've got some nutcrackers. Now, the funny thing is, I never have nutcrackers for Christmas in my house. We had them when I was growing up. My mom had one, I think. She had a few, actually. But I've never personally felt the need as an adult to buy or have a nutcracker in my house. Oh, I put in those new fireplace tools. Those are the new ones that we just got with the update, the Sims delivery update. It's very exciting. And of course, the requisite coat rack and umbrella rack or bin or whatever it is. And our lovely Christmas dining table with chairs. It's so pretty. I would love to have Christmas dinner at a table like that. That would be like life goals right there. And that hutch comes with cats and dogs, I believe. And these little buffets on the back here are from Seasons. And then we've got some more nutcrackers. And the new bow, or it was the new bow, but I didn't put it down. I don't know how I feel about nutcrackers. When I was a little girl, one of my favorite Christmas books was The Story of the Nutcracker. And I loved it so much, but I have never felt the need to put nutcrackers out in my house for Christmas. I don't know why. I don't know if you've ever read that story, but it's a good one. It's kind of creepy because there's like a whole rat situation where he's like the king of the rats and he's coming to eat the toys, and the Nutcracker is cursed, and it's a whole thing. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It's pretty cool and it's fun. I actually, now that I'm talking about it, I would like to read it this year. I have not read it this year yet, and it is actually Christmas Eve right now. It's just flipped over from Christmas Eve to Christmas Eve. So time grows short. So here I'm working on this downstairs bathroom, and once again we put in another nutcracker because I don't know why we needed them, and a little mini Christmas tree and a wreath in here. And because this is supposed to be a Victorian house, I used a lot of the plumbing fixtures from the Vampire Pack because they have that very Victorian vibe to them. It's interesting because I feel like Vampires has like a very like fancy Victorian vibe to it, where Strangerville, the Victorian stuff that comes with that pack, reminds me more of like everyday Victorian stuff, if that makes sense. There's some stuff in the Cottage Living pack too that has that same sort of feel, where it's more everyday Victorian style. And I decided to change that rug because it didn't really fit the rest of the style of the build. We're going to be working on the kitchen soon, and I really liked how the kitchen turned out in this build. I think we're doing this tiny guest room first on the right though, but I don't remember. So we'll just have to wait. Yeah, tiny guest room first. And I cut out putting in all the curtains because I used pretty much the same curtains and it gets really repetitive and annoying, and I thought I would spare you that. So yeah, like I love that dresser that came with Cottage Living. It is absolutely perfect for Victorian builds. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Lizzie Borden video that I did for 2020 for Halloween. I would have loved to have used that dresser in that video because it would just have fit so well with the aesthetic of that time period of like the 1890s when Lizzie Borden decided to kill her parents, but potentially or allegedly she was actually acquitted. I'll put a card up. You can go check out that video if you're interested. Lizzie Borden is a very interesting historical figure. And a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, I know that John Douglas, who is one of the founders of the behavioral, what's it called? The behavioral segment of the FBI. So like forensic psychology, that kind of thing. Behavioral studies, something like that. Anyway, he analyzes criminals. He kind of founded that, like behavioral profiling and stuff, and in his opinion, he actually said that he thinks that Lizzie Borden was guilty, but that she would not likely have killed any other people in her life regardless of that. So it's interesting. He's an interesting guy. If you like true crime at all, you would love John Douglas. I've read several of his books. That's another interesting thing that's not very Christmassy. Are any of you guys true crime fans out there? Because I know I don't necessarily like the term fan because it makes it sound like you like crime. It's not really so much that I like crime, but I think that it's important to hear people's stories and know, like, and what are the words I'm looking for today? I'm just like all over the place. To, validate their stories and to understand criminal behavior so that we can prevent it and save lives. I think that that's important. And I think that telling those stories and hearing those stories is important. It's important to listen, even to the darker things in life that are not the most cheering. Anyway, back to the build. So here I am finishing up the kitchen. I really like how this kitchen turned out. I just put those aprons in that were also part of that new Sims delivery express we got like last week or something. I love how this kitchen turned out. It's super cute. I ended up putting a couple of hutches in here because this just seemed like a multiple hutch kind of house. And I always want to use that paranormal pack one because I love that kind of 70s vibe that it has. It's like 70s does Edwardian or 70s does Victorian era. And there's something so wholesome about that. I don't know why. Maybe because I grew up with parents that grew up in the 70s. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so I've got that lovely large picnic basket over there. I had the idea that they're getting their, or not picnic basket, but like dish container thing. Like they're getting out their Christmas dishes for the festivities. Here is just a little study area. I put in a desk, a nice chair, nice little lamp so you can do some work in there, the requisite palm tree, and just some cool little awards and diplomas and things on the wall. Because is it really a study if you don't have all of your stuff up on the wall? I don't know. And a bookcase in there. And then we're starting on the upstairs. So this is the orangery I was talking about. And for some reason, I made it on the second floor, which, okay. There's a fountain and a load of like watery things. And for some reason, I put it on the second floor. Don't ask me why. I don't know. That's pretty heavy for a second floor, I think. I'm not sure, though. I'm not really sure how that works in real life. Like, can you put a big fountain like that on a second floor? And, like, or is it, like, a major leak risk to the downstairs? Or, I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments down below. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Like, is it okay to put a fountain on the second floor? Or is that, like, a whole architectural no-no? I don't know. You can in Sims because there's no such thing as like roof leaks in the Sims. So here's the upstairs bathroom. It's pretty similar to the downstairs bathroom except it has a tub in it. And then this is like the upstairs hallway alcove area. And I think I put another Christmas tree up here just because I wanted to have 5 million Christmas trees in this house. Fight me if you don't like it. And there's a bunch of presents because what is Christmas without a ton of presents? That's a good question. That's like the thing with the Grinch, like what is Christmas without presents? I always think of Christmas as being just like about family ultimately. It means different things to different people though. And so this is the master bedroom. And I used stuff for the Vampires pack because I wanted this master bedroom to be a little bit fancier than the rest of the bedrooms, to give just that vibe that this is where the homeowner does their sleeping and resting and whatnot. And let's make sure we got a nice bookshelf in there so that they can read and relax in their bedroom. I always forget about those paintings, that Calm collection paintings. They're nice. Those, oh my gosh, I actually went through and had my sim cross-stitch those because apparently you have to do that. You can't just get them out of the debug menu. I was trying and I looked and I looked and I looked and I could not find them for the life of me. Alright, we are coming up on the end. This is the final bedroom. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.